I'm here with California State Senator Carol Liu. And Senator, please tell me about the Pathway to Well-Being and Economic Prosperity.
This is an annual program that we have conducted for the past several years, and this is the third year we're taking a bus tour. The first year, we started out looking at the bottom part of the economy. We were looking at food insecurity, and so we took a bus tour and found that a lot of food banks in California were short on food. And so what does that mean to the communities they serve? And what is poverty? What does it look like? And how do we help out and to try to deal with this issue? Last year, we tried to look at community schools as an instrument to try to look at how we as a community can come together and provide the services that our young people need in order for them to be successful. And this year, our aging population is our focus. And we know that, it's been tough for lots of folks who are getting older. And this year, we're taking a look at housing and aging and seeing while we are today here at the Pasadena Senior Center, it is typical of many senior centers up and down the state of California. We're also going to take a look at residential housing for seniors, and maybe there's some unique examples out there that we can replicate. So these conversations are all part of our discussion on the well-being and economic prosperity that we all should enjoy, not just a few. So thank you very much for being interested, continuing to be interested in what we're doing.
Always. And what's amazing is I've noticed over the course of many cities, this year especially, it seems like the senior population is just multiplying.
Yes, it is the fastest growing group. A lot of power in here, a good voting constituency, and we need to come together to find out what we can do to work together on certain issues and exert our authority.
And what's nice too is what I've been noticing is a lot of the seniors, they have some special needs. They might want to design a house a certain way or what have you.
Absolutely. So we, not only that, there's a huge special needs community out there that's getting older.
Right.
And what are we doing? Are we providing the kind of housing that is needed by everybody?
I'm looking forward to hearing what's going to be happening and the rest of your tour. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Always. Thank you. Senator Carol Liu, and we're on tour right now. It's the Pathways tour, actually. And what's it all about, Senator?
This is a tour that we've been doing now for 3 years, and it's to emphasize or to encourage the pathways to well-being and economic prosperity. In the first year we did this, we were looking at food insecurity, and it's centered around the issues of poverty, essentially. So the first year we did was food insecurity, because we were hearing that many of our food banks were running out of food and they were not getting the donations they needed, and this was very hard economic times for lots of people, and so we were concerned about people in this country being very hungry. Here we are, the wealthiest country in the world, and so what's going on?
And I was actually shocked last time for the first tour that I learned along with you.
There were hundreds of people just in the city of Burbank, but and then as we progressed up the state, Fresno, the county of Fresno, had the highest poverty rate. I mean, most people under this economic duress. And so, what do we do about this? And everywhere, everybody was hurting. And so now times have gotten a little better. Now has the condition of a lot of these people improved. There is not good evidence that things have been turning around for everybody. So, we don't have, the state too was under a lot of duress, and we don't have the resources to make everybody whole. We don't, we don't even want to do that. We want to make sure that people have an opportunity to be successful. But so, not having an answer to poverty last year, the bus tour looked at community schools, looking at us as a village. How can we help each other, be more successful? And we took that concept for small kids, schools, and up and down the state, there are lots of examples of school districts doing this. And it's not something that the state wants to mandate, but maybe show best practices, to show what other communities are doing in order to ensure what the well-being and their economic prosperity. So this year, we're looking at seniors and the same guys. Seniors are the fastest growing group of folks, and there is such a diversity, economic diversity among seniors. And so who's doing the good stuff? We visited, we just came from the Pasadena Senior Center, and we're going to an artist colony in Burbank that caters to seniors, and that's a residential place, and it's unique. So what makes it unique? So we're going to find out, and then then we're going to other places in the state of California to look at unique circumstances, not just senior centers, so to speak, and see if we can bring more discussion, more best practices, more knowledge about what's going on in our state that more people can take advantage of, or things that maybe the state ought to replicate or try to support to replicate elsewhere, to make sure that our young people, our older adults, that everybody can be relatively prosperous, at least not standing in hunger lines.
And some of which, as far as housing, I know Pasadena, they mentioned they don't have anything in the works, whereas other cities do. Like at the artist colony, once we get there, there's a tremendous amount of opportunity there.
Yes, and we'll see about that, because it all takes, it takes a vision and it takes resources in order to make this stuff happen, and it's not inexpensive. And you heard about the village concept in Pasadena, and there are lots of villages across this country, and it's something that really people who want to remain in their homes but still have the support services they need in order to avoid isolation and want to make sure that they get the kind of care that they need. And it's a membership opportunity, and there is a need to make sure that membership is inclusive of everybody, not just the wealthy and those that can afford.
And this was private funded. Now, is some of them state funded?
No, I don't think the state funds this, but we actually, for adult and senior services, we fund a lot of different kinds of programs, but they're all scattered everywhere. So, one of the jobs that I see myself doing is trying to figure out what it is, what are the needs for the most people, and maybe direct that rather than doing a scattershot at everything, maybe focusing on certain issues. Housing an issue, food an issue, isolation may be an issue. I mean, making sure that kind of the basics are covered, and making sure that we incentivize nonprofits or whatever to provide the kinds of things that most people want access to.
So this tour is 3 days,
yes,
and it culminates over different cities, correct?
Correct. Yes, we're starting up. Well, we started off in Pasadena. We're going to Burbank, and tomorrow we'll be driving up the state, and we'll wind up in Yountville because there's a veterans home up there that we want to take a look at, and coming back to San Francisco, where there are various villages and various ways of approaching senior housing. So we'll take a look at whatever other people are doing.
For example, you're going to take a look at everything, and you're going to assess this and see about making different programs or upscaling?
Well, we're going to assess it and see what's doable, and maybe make some recommendations to encourage people to do XYZ as opposed to ABC. We'll see.
That sounds great. It's amazing. Your constituents love you. And I was talking to a few of them back there, and they were wishing you could actually do a third term.
No, thank you.
It's a lot of work. And who I miss right now is actually your puppy.
Oh, my dogs, yes. I know. They're very sweet.
They are
next time.
Yeah, the last time we had a conversation, we were interviewing, He just sat there right between my legs, and just the whole time he was on camera. He's just wonderful. He brings levity to the most intense situation.
Yeah, that's what dogs do, don't
do.
they? Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Senator.
Thank you. Thank you, Robert.
What an amazing 3 days that was. All the information you've learned, and it's obviously the constituents of California know just how much Senator Carol Liu cares about them and the senior population. If you have any questions, call Senator Carol Liu's office in Glendale, California. I'm Robert Vincent for BurbankUSAGlobal.com.